Module 3.2 Pace. Welcome to Module 3.2 of your Proform Professional Training course. Analysing the pace of a race is a key element when handicapping a race. The form book contains lots of pace information which can help you analyse the pace in a race. Knowing the pace of a race can lead you to all sorts of betting opportunities. Pace abbreviations. At Proform, we allocate one of 3 pace abbreviations to every single horse racing result. They can be L for led, P for prominent, H for held up. Let's take a look at some examples. We have the form book open and we are looking at the form of a horse called Phoenix Flight. And we can see the pace abbreviations alongside the comments in running. H is for held up and we can see it was always in rear. P is for prominent and it was in touch. P for prominent, tracked leader. And if we look at the L for led, it led to the 4th and led again the 5th. So this is how the pace abbreviations are calculated. We look at the comments in running and automatically allocate a pace abbreviation depending on where the horse was in the race. Once we have the pace abbreviations, we can calculate all sorts of other pace fields. Pace statistics. Pace statistics show you how runners who led, ran prominent or were held up have performed a specific course and distance. These are calculated from the pace abbreviations. Let's take a look at an example. So we are back in the form book on the same race, and on the race header we can see this is the 2:15 at Southwell and it's an handicap hurdle. And on the right hand side we can see course and distance pace statistics. The course and distance pace statistics are calculated from looking at the pace abbreviations of horses who were previously ran at this course and distance. So in this case 2 mile 4 furlong 110 yards at Southwell. We can see that 130 horses led and 18 went on to win. 540 ran prominently and 67 went on to win. 595 were held up with 42 winning. The profit loss shows you the profit loss to SP if you'd have backed any of these groups. The impact value is the most important field and shows you if horses from one particular group are winning more often than they should. Impact values above 1 signify they're winning more often than they should, while below 1 they're not winning as often as they should. So in this case, horses that lead or prominent at this distance do much better than horses that are held up. Every race card and result has a course and distance pace statistics box in the right hand corner of the race header. Pace form, pace ratings and pace percentages. On every race card and result in the form book you can see for each horse a pace form string, a pace rating and a pace percentage. Let's take a look at an example. So we're back in the form book on the same races we were looking at before, and we can see the list of horses due to run in this race, and here we have the 3 fields we're going to look at: pace form, pace rating and pace percentage. If we first though look at the form string, we can see that Phoenix Flight in its last race was unplaced, signified by a 0, was then 5th, 1st, unplaced, 6th, 8th and so on. The pace form corresponds to these same races. So in the race where Phoenix Flight was unplaced last time out, it was held up, and the previous race it ran prominently and then was prominent, held up, prominent and so on. pace form string is affected by quick filters and the advanced filters, which we have shown you in a previous module. So for instance, if we just set urdl form on by using the quick filters, the form string then only shows urdl form, and the pace form string also only shows urdl form. We'll just quickly switch them all back on again. The pace rating is calculated from the pace abbreviations of the last 3 runs this horse had. Points are allocated on a scale of 4 points if the horse led, 2 points if the horse was prominent, and 0 points if it was held up, with the 3 pace points added together to give the pace rating. So in this case, the held up on the last run got 0 points, while the previous 2 prominent runs got 2 points each, for a total of 4. The next horse down had 3 prominent runs, so that's 6 points, whereas Q to Q was held up in all of its last 3 runs, so it gets 0 points. The pace percentage is calculated from looking at all the pace ratings in this race to show a percentage chance if any particular horse could get an uncontested lead. This particular race is quite evenly spread, with the percentages very close together. But on some occasions you can get horses that might have a percentage of over 30. In this case they are worth a further look, since they may get an uncontested lead. Well, that's it for Module 3.2 training session. Pace is a very important tool to use in horse racing. Knowing how a race is going to be run can lead to a myriad of betting possibilities.